Welcome to Morning Glory Farmstead. My name is Lolly, and this channel is all about gardening, animals, and nature. What you're looking at right now are my juvie chicks that are between 7 to 8 weeks old, and today's video is all about creating nesting boxes ahead of time for the girls that are going to be laying eggs in just a couple of months. Now, I know that I have several roos in this crew, and it still remains to be seen just how many hens I actually have. And although I have nesting boxes inside all my coops, I always like to have plenty so that they can go wherever they want, any time of the day, and there's no competition for the boxes. Now, right now, this juvie area has been used for 4 bantam chickens that I bought at the store, and then 11 chicks that were hatched here using a combination of a hen and the brooder. So even though I have my omelet coops and my omelet feeders, I still love to do projects. Today is a little bit different because this is not going to be made of all wood, and this video is actually the last half of a video that I made previously on the omelet feeders. But what happened was I had so much footage about the feeders that day that I figured I would make a separate dedicated video just to making the nesting boxes. My phone showed no rain again, and it rained last night really hard, and this is 6:15 in the morning and the sun is just coming up. Now, even though these hens are only about 8 weeks old right now, what I don't want to be doing is making nesting boxes in the freezing cold during the winter. So I want to get it done ahead of time, let them get used to these being in their environment, and they're going to really quickly figure out that this is where they can lay eggs. Now, this video that I'm about to show you was actually recorded about a week ago, and my neighbors were having some really large trees cut down, and it was just one of those things that lasted for a few days. I needed to go ahead and get this done, and I wanted to make a video about it. And so what I tried to do was use some software to isolate my voice just a little bit and cut out some of the background noise. And so if it sounds a little bit less than perfect in just a couple of spots, that's what's going on. All right, guys, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is draw some lines on here so that I know relatively where I want to cut, even though it's not going to be perfect. And to do that, I just found a piece of wood. That'll serve the purpose good enough. Now, they're not going to be perfect on each side, but that's okay. Roughly the same. Now on this one, I'm gonna leave the ledge at the bottom a little bit higher than I did on the other nesting boxes that I made, because I've got some that really go wild, kicking out all the pine shavings, and I wanna make sure that not quite as many get wasted. I wanna make 3 out of this, and I'd like to make some separate compartments, but we'll just see how this goes. I may make 2 big ones, and I'll still have 4 that will go in them, so it'll be fine. But I'm trying to make the opening not come all the way to the edge, just to block a little bit more of the wind and the elements. So now what I'm going to do is probably kind of old-timey, but that's how I roll. I have an old blow dryer that's like 12 years old. I never blow dry my hair, y'all. I just wash it and let it go. But I use it for like drying my chickens if I've had to give them a bath for something, like if I'm helping them with something medical that's going on and I don't want their feathers wet anymore, things like that, or for my dogs. So what I'm gonna do is heat this up and then try to cut it with one of my box cutters, and we'll see how it goes. Oh, you know what? Oh, sweet. Y'all, that is totally crooked, but I don't care because it usually takes me a lot longer, and this blade just went through it. Up. I think I can go back and clean these up, these little pieces here. That one didn't want to go as even, but you can see you can shave it off real easy. Y'all, sometimes it cuts so easy it goes the wrong way. After you heat it like that, gotta watch where you're going. And definitely keep your hands out of the way. Trying to hold it up here, it's hard when you don't have a lot of leverage. You know what? Something I'm realizing about this one is it's not near as sturdy as the smaller ones now that I've cut into it. I can tell. The smaller nesting boxes that I have, they don't bend like this. See that? But I'm going to be putting some wood on here anyway to cover this up a little bit. Ta-da! That was pretty easy, y'all, to be honest. And I'm going to be making 2 of these. I'm just shaving off a little bit. Honestly, I don't even need to because I'm going to be putting wood over that. What I'm going to do is put wood on the front and back. Number one, it's going to cover up any plastic that might scratch them. It's going to make this more sturdy, and then it'll also have the lid on top. Okay, so now I'm going to head around to my scrap wood piles. If y'all have seen some of my other videos, I got 6 free carloads of wood that would have otherwise been taken to the dump, and that's what I've been using for my project. So I'm going to go find some that are about this length, and I'm going to put one on the front, one on the back to make it more sturdy, and I'm going to raise it up a little bit to give a little more protection from wind so that if they're sitting in there, it's a little higher up. I think they'll still be able to get in and out. And we'll just see how that goes. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I need some stuff roughly between 30 and 31 inches. So I'm just gonna cut it to fit. Okay guys, so I found some scrap 2x4s that I picked up the last time I went. And they're going to be sitting this way. And so I'm going to use these because the tops are smooth so that the chicken's feet won't get cut. And this is my all-purpose table. I do not have a wood cutting table. So this is going to be my wood cutting table. All right, so I'm going to mark these for about 31 inches. All right, so I'm going to mark this. Then I'm going to mark this one. And then I'm going to get my saw. If I can do it this way, I usually have something on there to hold it down, or a firmer foundation. This isn't very firm. I'm going to see if I can do it. We'll see. It may not work. It did not work. What in the world? It's all the way at the end and didn't go through that last little tiny bit. I had no leverage. It was sliding around on this table. I don't usually cut wood on this table at all. Let's try from this side and see if I can get this last piece. All right, there we go. Now we're talking. Well, let's see if we can do this other piece. I could have put like a cinder block or something on it, but that would take even more time. Y'all, sun's getting ready to go down. My cats are ready to eat. It's going to do the same thing on that one. I got to turn it around. That's all right. At least I can get it done over here without having to move everything. Now I got to get my wood screws. So what I'm going to do is probably pre-drill a couple holes in here just to make it easier in both, and then I'll put my wood screws in. So change of plans. I went to get my drill and there is a kind of like a hex screw bit or something on there that's stuck and I cannot get it off no matter what I do. So my daughter and her husband are coming over tomorrow. We're going to work on the greenhouse. And so I will get him to get that off tomorrow. But so I can make a little progress today, I'm going to go ahead and use my nail gun. And then I can come back later and use a wood screw just to make sure it's really secure. So I'm going to try the nail gun. I think these should be the right length. So let me load my nail gun. Now, the problem with this thing is that you got to have some leverage so you don't shoot it in the wrong place. And honestly, I don't want to go get the clamps right now. I've got some clamps. If I have to, I will, but I'm going to try to see if I can do it without the clamps. It's hard to hold the wood in place by yourself. That's why it's always nice when Pops is here. He's always helping out with everything. And not to mention, this nail gun is like lifting weights, y'all. It's no joke. All right, so yeah, see, I don't know if I can do this. I'll be trying to hold up two pieces like this. And I don't think I'm gonna have to put some wood under it to kind of wedge it. And then maybe I can hold the outside piece. Oh, what a mess. Y'all, I need about 4 hands. That's not quite high enough. All right, let's see if this will work. I got another little piece of a 2x4. There we go. I think they can get in there. Let me see what's going to happen. Is this even? Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So I'm going to sandwich those two together right there. I'm sure y'all may be thinking, that's not the prettiest in the world, but y'all know I'm all about practicality. And by sandwiching these two, they've got a really nice ledge to hop up in and go down. And it comes up a little higher, so it's deeper down in there when they're sitting in there laying eggs. I'm going to do about 4 of these and come back with wood screws later. It would help if I turned it on, y'all. Technically, I should have my safety glasses on. I'm going to try it. Woo! I scare myself, y'all. This thing is so loud and powerful. All right, got one side. Let's do this one. And I'm going to do 2 more. And then the rest will be wood screws. Y'all stand back. Look, I said y'all stand back and it didn't do a thing. Let's try it again. Y'all stand back. Woo! All right, so I got 4 nails. And then I'll go back and put some wood screws just to make sure it's really tight. It's not totally even right here. It probably slipped because I'm not holding it good. I don't have Pops here to help. And I didn't use clamps, but it'll be okay. The main thing is to raise it up, have something smooth to walk in on that's not going to cut their feet up. And the way they walk all over these piles of wood that I've got out here, I'm not even worried about this being a little bit uneven. They will be good to go. For the compartments, what I'm going to do is just put 2 pieces of wood in here. I don't want them going all the way to the top. I know chickens like a little privacy, but if something happens and one needs to jump out for whatever reason, it can get over the others. So I'm going to put some kind of shallow separators in there. I really don't even need to nail them in, but if I want to, I can go through these 2x4s with a longer screw and screw them in. But I think if I cut them the right length in here, I think they'll just kind of stay put. Make them kind of long so they're just nice and snug down in there. And then put the shavings in. All right, so let me measure that out. All right, so in here, I need something about, I would say 16 inches. 16 inches if I want it to fit snug and not have to worry about it too much. Maybe even 16 1/4. So I'm going to try and cut one of these 2x4s that's right here and see if that'll work. Because this would be perfect, y'all. I've got 3 of these sitting right here on the ground. And I need 16 1/4. So I'm going to mark these and cut them. Again, it's not going to be perfect because I don't have anybody helping hold stuff. But it'll be close. So I'll try 16 1/4. And we'll try this and see if it works. If it does, I'm golden, y'all. Golden. All right, once again, I don't have any kind of leverage or anybody to help me, so it's going to slide around on here. Y'all, it just might be perfect. It might be. Let's see if I can fit it down in here. Oh, let's see. Oh, might just be a hair. Oh no, here we go. Because it's not going to fit flush, just because of the shape of everything. But it's in here. See how it just fits like that? This is perfect because it's going to kind of be at eye level when they're laying down. It's going to keep them from pecking at each other, and it's going to make it easy for me to clean out all the pine straw or hay or whatever it is I'm using, because it's just all on the bottom. I can just tilt the whole thing and dump it out or whatever. So I'm liking this. Like I said, I'm going to put one nail in the back just to secure that a little bit more. This is great. I'm pleased with it. So I'm going to cut another one, and then I'll kind of measure to see where I need to put them. Sweet. And then I'll just kind of measure and see how off these little spots are. All right, let's see. I'm scared to look at it. I don't want it to go on my eyeballs. I had one fly near my face about 2 weeks ago. So wait! All right, that's what we're going to do with the next one. Okay, so I'm going to blow dry it a little bit more. Take a tiny bit off this right here just so they have a little bit more headroom. Then I have one last thing I want to do right here. My long-term plan is to have these boxes under some kind of shelter so that they're covered from the elements. Y'all, look at this really quick. This is actually a combination of the leaves are just starting to turn, but the sun is actually setting behind me, and so it makes things look even more like fall. How gorgeous is that? Okay, y'all, that took longer than I thought, and the sun is officially down behind the trees. It's almost dark. I've got to put all my tools up, get all this stuff cleaned up, and do all my chicken, cat, and dog chores. So I've got a lot to do. But I just stood out here and did one more little tiny thing to the nest boxes, and I just wanted to show you what it was real quick. Again, it's not perfection. It's just for me and to have a little fun. And there you have it. What do you guys think about that? Just a little pop of fun. Again, I am just super practical. So I realize this is not a glamour nesting box, but y'all, the other ones that I've had that I've made out of these bins, I've had them for like 6 years and they have worked out fantastically. All right, guys, I still have another nesting box to make, but that is definitely all I can get done today. And again, I appreciate you guys so much, and I thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to hang out with me, and I'll see you real soon in the next video. And until then, y'all have a great couple of days. Bye-bye.